name is Valentina Diarmasari, and welcome back to the full e-learning class of English course. Okay. In this meeting, we are going to talk about telling procedure. So I know and I believe that you ever heard and also ever discussed about this telling procedure before. And before that, I would like to tell you also about the definition, at the same time, the purpose of procedure text. Okay, so do you know that actually the procedure text can be classified into three definitions, into three purposes? So the first purpose or the first definition is that this text will explain you how something works or how to use instructions or operation manuals. For example, how to use the video, how to use the computer, how to operate the smartphone, and etc. And related about this, or this first purpose, or the first definition of the procedure text, so probably you ever also heard about the terms of user manual, user guide, or user instruction, something like that. Okay, so do you know exactly about the differences between those three terms? Yeah, so usually or sometimes we ever use the term interchangeably, overlapped. We sometimes use the user manual for the term that is supposed to be used for the user instruction or user guide, something like that. So in this occasion as well, I will tell you about what are the differences between those three terms. The first term, manual, is usually in the written form, the written document. Okay, usually you can find that in a book or in a module, something like that. Okay, and the manual will be focusing on the object, how to use the object. Okay, and then about the user or the manual, about the guide. Okay, for the guide, so guide here, the form is not only or not like in form of written document, but for guide you can find the guide also in form of video, the tutorial, something like that. Okay, so for the guide, so here it will give you explanation as well about the ideas on how to do or how to use something, how to operate something. Okay, but here the keyword is it is not merely in a form of written document, but it can be in form of video or tutorial, something like that. And the third term that I would like to tell you here is about the instruction. So instruction here is about step by step or the procedures, more detailed procedure, more detailed step, of course, okay, about how to use something as well. Okay, so now you know about the differences between these three terms, and hopefully that later on in the future you won't make these three terms or use these three terms interchangeably or overlap. Okay, so back to the definition or the purpose of the procedure text. So the second purpose or the second definition of the procedure text is this text will instruct you how to do a particular activity. For example, how to make a homemade ice cream, how to cook fried rice, okay, and also how to do or the rules for the games. Yeah, this can be included for the definition of the procedure text number 2. And the third definition or procedure for, the third definition for the procedure text is this text deals with the human behavior. Okay, so probably you ever search in the YouTube or you ever read before about how to live happily, how to, for example, succeed, okay, how to move on from your ex, for example, something like that. So it's also included as the procedure text. Okay. So here we have also the reading text. Okay, you can see over there how to use Slides Go, and this is on the, actually I've already what is that, like deliver the, what is that, yeah, what indicates the procedure text itself. So over there, the blue ink over there, so you can see over there that there are the indicators for the procedure text. And this is for the glossary. You can read by yourself later on. And here we have also the reading text too, and this is the modeling text for how to make homemade chocolate ice cream recipe, and this is for what is that, like the indicators as well for the definition of procedure text number 2. You can see that there is title, there is ingredients over there, and also direction. Later on we are going to discuss about that. Okay, and this is the reading comprehension. Okay, hopefully that you can answer those questions correctly later on. Now we are going to move to the generic structure of procedure text. So on procedure text, we have 3 generic structures. The first one is goal. So usually the goal here will be, what is that, like will be in title. So later on, if you read the title, so you know about the goal of that procedure text. Number 2 is materials or ingredients. But here, not all procedure texts include this generic structure, materials or ingredients. For example, how to live happily. So related to the human behavior. So for the human behavior, so later on probably you're not going to find this generic structure item. Okay. Number 3, you have steps. Okay, and steps will containing how to make something. Okay, how to make something in the goal. Okay, so later on, for example, like first break the dark chocolate, pour into chunks. This is related with the second reading text. Next, the language features of procedure text. So there are some language features to be accomplished and to be used in procedure text. The first one is use the action verbs. So the action verbs will be the verbs to express someone or the subject in the sentence is doing or has done. The second one is use the connectives. The connectives here will be like first, then, second, lastly, something like that. And the third one is use the adverbial phrases. So you can use the adverbial of time, for example, like 4 or 5 minutes to centimeters from the top, something like that. And the other one is using the simple present tense. For the simple present tense, so specifically for procedure text, you need to use imperative text, okay, or imperative form, I mean. So in the imperative form, you will, this is the expression, this is an expression, how you want someone to do what you want, something like that. What do you want someone to do, okay? And it's going to be like in form of command, okay? It can be also in form of prohibition. Okay. That is for the language features of procedure text. Okay. And here actually I have some exercises. We have 2 exercises. And the first exercises will be actually the example about the third definition of procedure text. It's about related with the human behavior. But later on, I want you to find out about the generic structures of this text, procedure text. Okay, here, okay, please find out about the goal. Okay, remember that you can find about the goal from the title. So I want you to, I know that in this text, so I haven't included the title yet. So I want you to decide what should be the title or the appropriate title for this kind of steps or this kind of tips, something like that. So this is a tips, I give you the clue. And then I want you to also find out about the materials. Is there any materials needed for this kind of text or not? Okay. And then the third one is I want you to find out also about the steps or the tips, okay, for the procedure text. And the last exercise is write a procedure text that explains how something works or how to use instruction or operation manual. Okay, you can find out an object or an item surrounding you, okay, to be, yes, later on explained for this procedure text composition. And those are the references for all the materials that I use in this meeting. Okay, so I think this is the end of our meeting, and hopefully that all materials clear, and have a good day.